Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
The rain just kept coming at Camden Yards in Baltimore, and after another postponement yesterday, the Yankees have moved on to sunny Detroit. Oh, is that a welcome sign? Blue skies, white puffy clouds, and a perfect day for 2 games from Comerica Park. It's time for New York Yankees baseball. It's the Yankees against the Tigers in the first of 2 in a day-night doubleheader. Hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside Ken Singleton. So happy to be with you here this Monday afternoon for Yankees baseball on Yes. You know, the Yankees will throw Domingo Germán in the nightcap. They'll throw Luis Severino in the first game today, and that has meant success for the Yankees of late, including last time out against the Astros.
Yeah, he was very good against the Astros. Well, the Yankees have won 24 of his last 27 starts. That kind of explains everything about Luis Severino. The last time out was at Yankee Stadium against the Astros on May the 30th. And he was wonderful. His slider was sliding. His fastball was wonderful, again, in the upper 90s. He picked up his 8th win of the year and 11 strikeouts to boot.
And we saw a lot of emotion there from Severino. The Yankees 11-1 in his 12 starts this year. Best team record for any MLB starter this season. 22 starts allowing 1 run or fewer since the start of last season. That, too, leads all of baseball. Now, the Yankees going to take on a Tigers team today that has exceeded expectations. Still under 500, but have been better than expected. And one of the main reasons why, not one of those familiar names, not Victor Martinez, not Miguel Cabrera, but Nicholas Castellanos, who's having a terrific year.
You might look for him in the All-Star game in Washington this year. Castellanos is having that type of year. This is an extra base ballpark. It's a big outfield, and he uses it to his advantage. A lot of doubles, a lot of multi-hit games. In fact, he's had 10 3-hit games this year, and that is tied for the league lead. He's a wonderful hitter, hits the ball to all fields, occasional power where he hits it out of the ballpark. He's having a great year, and like I said, he's probably going to be an all-star.
Yeah, these certainly all-star numbers. 336 batting average, the 6 homers, 32 ribbies, a sparkling 904 OPS, and only Gene Segura has more multi-hit games in the American League. Well, we have plenty of baseball coming your way from Detroit this afternoon and this evening. Our Meredith Marakovitz tees us up for the first game of a doubleheader next here on Yes.
Yankees baseball on Yes, I'm Meredith Morakovitz. Today marks the first of 4 doubleheaders currently on the schedule for the Yankees. I had the opportunity to catch up with manager Aaron Boone to ask him about the team's approach heading into the long day.
Get after it. You know, obviously with Sevy going in the first game, obviously we love when we give him the ball, and hopefully he goes out and, you know, can get us deep into the game. But, you know, this is obviously a big day for us, and, you know, we'll just plan on going out and getting after it right from the get-go. We're coming off in a rain out, essentially an off day, so I feel like our guys in a pretty good place just from a being fresh standpoint. We've got an off day behind the Toronto series, and obviously we're trying to pick spots where we do give guys a blow here and there. And, you know, I think, you know, part of our job as coaches, as an organization, is to try and preserve and keep our guys as fresh as we can over the course of a long season. And sometimes a doubleheader is the reality of it. And yeah, so I think we're in a pretty good place.
Also noteworthy, Clint Frazier comes up as the 26th man on the roster. He is in the lineup for Game 1, playing left field and batting 7th. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Brian Rucco will be joined by Ken Singleton. First pitch coming your way after the break.
OLED TV with AI ThinQ by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by People's United Bank, checking without curveballs. Member FDIC. A gorgeous day for 2 games at Comerica Park in Detroit. Tigers have taken the field. We'll take a look at the Yankees starting lineup for Game 1 of this doubleheader. Aaron Hicks leading off in center field. Aaron Judge, the DH, bats second with Greg Bird behind him. Giancarlo Stanton coming off that productive day in Baltimore. Didi Gregorius, Miguel Andujar, Clint Frazier in there. Meanwhile, Gleyber Torres is going to bat ninth behind Austin Romine, and apparently going to give Greg Bird a mock haircut.
It looks like he trimmed him up very nicely here. Let's take a look at the pitcher on the mound for the Tigers. He's getting ready for the game. Lights, action, camera. Let's go. Drew Verhagen will be on the mound. 27-year-old right-hander. He has 0-1 record, 6.30 ERA for the Tigers this year. Now, he was designated for assignment in April and then was outrighted to Toledo, and he pitched well down at AAA. Let's check out our pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealer. This is just his 4th major league start, his first this year, his first ever against the Yankees. And holy Toledo. The numbers in Toledo, he went 2-0, 1.32 ERA, 41 strikeouts in 27 to third innings. Didn't give up any home runs in 6 starts. And Price, Gray, and Verhagen. What do they have in common?
Yeah, what do they have in common?
They
Kenny?
all pitched at Vanderbilt University.
There you go. Draft day, you know, some other Vanderbilt players will be taken today. As Aaron Hicks leading off, Brett Gardner getting the first game off, will play tonight. And Hicks, over his last 13 games, a .340 batting average, an OPS over 980. He digs in, the switch hitter hitting from the left side, and takes down low, ball 1 from Verhagen.
Well, usually when Brett Gardner gets the day or night off, it's Aaron Hicks who slides into the leadoff spot. You can see the shift on the right side.
There's a strike, 1-1.
Now Hicks's on-base percentage is pretty solid, but even more so when he's leading off an inning. It's getting near 50% of the time he gets on base when he's leading off an inning.
Swing and a miss there, 1-2.
He went 5 for 8 in Baltimore. There's Brett Gardner. Shades on. Very sunny day. A lot better weather than the last time we were here in mid-April.
Just a little bit different than 28 and sleeting.
Well, yeah, it was snowing. One day was snow.
The 1-2 inside, and the count now 2-2 on Hicks. Now the shortstop Iglesias moves back to the left side of second base once the count went to 2 strikes.
Yeah, because hitters more defensive, more apt to hit the ball back through the middle or the other way.
Here's a 2-2, and it's high. Another deep at bat from Aaron Hicks. Always shows good patience at the plate.
You know, one thing about Hicks here, he had one of his best days of the year, the only game we played in Detroit. Hit 2 home runs.
1 in, 1 out of the park. That's rolled to the right side, grabbed by the first baseman Goodrum. He will beat Hicks to the bag for the out. We'll take a look at the Tigers defense presented by Geico across the outfield. Jacoby Jones, Leonis Martin, Nicholas Castellanos, then Candelario, Iglesias, Dixon Machado, Nico Goodrum, and Hicks catches Verhagen as Aaron Judge digs in.
Nice round of applause for Judge from the Yankee fans in attendance this afternoon.
And that pitch off the outside corner for a ball. 1-0 on Judge.
He's getting to be a national figure, isn't he?
He is. You hear cheers no matter what ballpark. Which obviously that's a Yankee thing to a certain extent anyway, but certainly it's heightened with this young man.
5 homers his last 11 games, 2 hits in Baltimore, a home run and a double against the Orioles.
Ahead in the count, 2-0. That clips the inside corner, 2-1. At least according to Angel Hernandez it did. You see some Judge jerseys in the stands. That catches the top of the zone, and it's now 2-2.
Yeah, that was a changeup. Not particularly well located, but the off speed had Judge holding up and not swinging.
Verhagen had a lot of trouble throwing strikes out of the pen earlier this year, but as Kenny illustrated, did so in the minors. Judge held up. No, he went around. Judge down on strikes as Nick Marley says he could not hold up.
That was close. I've seen that called a no strike. There's that curveball dropping out 12-6, nose to toes, if you will. And they said Judge went around.
So here's Greg Bird with 2 outs, nobody on. Swinging first pitch and fouls it away down the left field line.
So I'm thinking if Verhagen gets designated for assignment, which, you know, every player, nobody wants to go through that.
No.
Gets outrighted to the minor leagues, struggled out of the bullpen, went down to Toledo as a starter. That pitch is fouled off, and comes back to the big leagues and has a chance, you know, if he pitches well enough today, to hang around for a while.
Right. I mean, his numbers, Kenny gave them to you in those AAA starts, the 6 of them, 41 strikeouts in 27 1/3 innings. The 0-2, fouled straight back.
And he is not the 26th man today. He's actually another pitcher that the Tigers called up. A right-hander, Sandy Baez.
Hit in the air on the right side. Machado, the second baseman, puts it away. And that will end the inning. A 1-2-3 first for Verhagen. Luis Severino up next. Impressive young player batting cleanup. Nico Goodrum, John Hicks, Jacoby Jones, Jose Iglesias, who is heated up with the bat, and then Dixon Machado, the second baseman, rounds out the Tigers starting lineup.
Luis Severino, 2-1 in his career against the Detroit Tigers. And when you look at the numbers, they're all very impressive. 12 starts, 8-1 ERA, 92 strikeouts in 78 innings. Opponents hitting a .196. Let's check out our scouting report. Brought to you, our pitcher scouting report, brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. 8 strikeouts for 100 on the year. Now, the Yankee record was set by Ron Guidry. 1978, Louisiana Lightning struck out 248 batters. That might be in danger this year. And blinded by the light, Severino 4-0 in day games with a batting average against 157.
Severino deals a hard strike. 0-1 on Martin.
157.
You wouldn't like getting up out of bed and having to face this guy, would you?
Not at all.
There's also some comfort that Aaron Boone takes in putting Severino out there for the first game of a doubleheader, as that's fouled back. He talked about ideally, obviously, Severino gives you length in that first game.
Save the bullpen.
Exactly. On a day when that is going to be under particular close watch. The 1-2 is fouled away. It's still 1-2.
Yeah, we should point out right away, one thing you should watch for in this afternoon's game, maybe this evening as well, the wind is blowing out here at Comerica Park. Anybody at home, pick up a bat, hit one in the air here today, it's going to carry.
Sometimes to get it out here, it does need to carry. Slider misses down and in. Having a few technical issues in the truck that we will hash out for you. It's 2-2 right now on Leonis Martin. Pitch from Severino. Strike 3, got him looking with the off speed, and Martin down on strikes. As we will take a look at the defense behind Luis Severino. Clint Frazier gets the start in left. Defense brought to you by Geico. Aaron Hicks in center. Giancarlo Stanton in right. And Duhar, Gregorius, Gleyber Torres, Greg Bird in the infield. And Austin Romine catches Luis Severino. Here's the impressive Nicholas Castellanos. Fouls the first pitch back, 0-1.
Yeah, right away you see the top of your picture. We just had a wide shot of the field. Aaron Hicks playing towards right center. Castellanos hits the ball as well as any right-handed hitter in the league to the opposite field. Maybe with the exception of J.D. Martinez in Boston.
And it's interesting because that's the player that Ron Gardenhire, the Tigers manager, recently compared Castellanos to.
There's Hicks.
Said a lot of the way he approaches this game offensively reminds him of J.D. Martinez. As that's punched to the right side and pass Bird for a base hit from Castellanos.
Kind of an inside-out swing. 9 of his last 15 games for Castellanos have been multi-hit games. He's been on fire. Watch him fight this off. It's a slider that's kind of on the inside half, but he's just going to block it off. Front shoulder opens, forces it to the right side, and right by Bird, and in the right field for a base hit.
So here is Miguel Cabrera, who recently missed 26 games with what started as a hamstring strain. Ended up moving towards the back. Might have been an oblique involved, but he is back now and swings and misses at strike one.
Now, he was the Tigers Player of the Month in April. And you can see a good batting average. The power numbers are down because of the absence of missing 26 games. But interestingly enough, he didn't go out for a rehab assignment. He just stepped right back in the third spot in the order and said, yeah, I'm good to go.
And it's not like it was a short amount of time.
Yeah.
He missed 26 games.
That's like a month worth of games. You know, he's one of the best all time. He's currently got a 4-game hitting streak, so I must know what he's doing.
Severino has handled him 1 for 7 in his career. That's it hard and past Andujar down the left field line. It's a long run over for Frazier, who was in the gap. Castellanos is going to score easily, and it's an RBI double for Miguel Cabrera. 1-0 Tigers.
Yep, it's the changeup. You saw it gripped, and that's why he was able to pull the ball. He waited back nicely, used the hands, hit a rifle shot by Andujar at third, on into the corner. Castellanos scored easily from first base, and the Tigers are on top. And for Cabrera, career run batted in 1,635.
And a little shimmy afterwards there on base. That's looped to short, broken back. Gregorius has it. 2 down. Take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's gorgeous. 66 degrees. Nice cool breeze. Sunshine. Perfect day for 2 games. And it's getting warmer. It's supposed to go up to mid-70s. Meanwhile, with that Cabrera double, the Tigers now have at least 1 double in their last 51 games.
As I said, this is an extra base park.
That's fouled back. 0-1 on Nico Goodrum.
Goodrum is an interesting story. He was signed as a minor league free agent. He can play various positions. He's a switch hitter. Ron Gardenhire knew him when he was in the Twins organization. That's one reason why he made this team.
That's driven in the air to center, but Hicks has plenty of room, drifts to his right, and makes the catch to end the inning. Not before the Tigers put one on the board. Miguel Cabrera, an RBI double. It's 1-0 Detroit after 1.
for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Top of the second inning in Detroit. First game of a day-night doubleheader. And the Tigers an early 1-0 lead. Miguel Cabrera, an RBI double, scoring Nicholas Castellanos to give Detroit that lead. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Yankees here in the second. Giancarlo Stanton takes strike one.
Stanton had a home run in Baltimore, a 2-run shot. One of the Yankee victories. They only got to play 2 games. They won both of them.
A 2-run shot came in the second of those games. I was talking with Marcus Timms, Yankees hitting coach, about Stanton today, and he said, you know, for him, one of the things I constantly tell him is just be athletic up there. It's his timing and staying athletic that is so key for him to have success. Stanton punches that foul down the right field line.
Checking his bat. That was kind of off the end of the bat. Just see if there's a hairline fracture. Looks like everything's intact. Here's the first base umpire, Nick Marley. He's the one with the call. Oh, man.
Close.
There's a lot of Marleys out there. Bob, Ziggy, yeah.
Yeah. They're not here today, but sure.
Steven.
Stanton flies that into right. Castellanos comes in a few steps, makes the catch, one down. Now the Yankees had 20 games over 500. 11th time in franchise history, just the second time over the last 60 years that they've reached 20 games over within their first 54 decisions of a season. All previous 10 times they have gone to the World Series, and 7 times they've gone on to win it.
I've said it many times, Ryan. The Yankees not only play against everybody else, they play against their own history. You know, they've historically winning his franchise in baseball, and that's something to live up to. Didi trying to shake that long slump. Seems like he's beginning to come out of it. He's 8 for his last 22.
And Gregorius now ahead in the count, 3-1.
Now in April, Didi was getting more than his share of base on balls, and I think that helped his hitting. It showed he had the strike zone under control.
Got it under control there. Ball 4.
But the base on balls started to drop off in May, along with the hitting. And sometimes when you're not hitting, after you've had a nice streak, you want to get back to that, and you start chasing bad pitches.
The amazing part about the Yankees lineup is they were not only able to survive that 4 for 70 drought from Gregorius, but thrive as a team during it.
Well, it's other teammates picking him up.
Right. And Duhar being one of them, as that's a strike.
Yeah, that's very true. It's very rare that everybody's clicking at the same time on a ball club. And if you are, you're definitely going to win games. But certain guys are carrying the team, and Didi did the best of his ability, certainly in April.
That's called a strike off the outside corner, 0-2. Clint Frazier on deck, playing in his second game of the season after he was up with the Yankees for that series with the Nationals that got stomped out from rain, and then in Kansas City where he played once, had a couple of walks and a double. The 0-2 runner goes, pitch outside, throw not close, goes off Gregorius and then trickles to short. Another stolen base for Didi Gregorius, who was hit by the throw and now going to walk it off.
It looks like he got hit towards the back of the right knee. Here's the throw from Hicks. Offline. Didi's has his 7th stolen base of the year. That's where he's really picked up his game. All of last year he had only 3. And you can see the ball making contact with the Yankees shortstop as he picks up a stolen base of second. Is now in scoring position. He shakes it off. He's in there.
Count is 1-2 on Andujar. Pitch from Verhagen is chopped foul. Andujar stays alive.
Andujar started just 1 game in Baltimore. In effect, he got 2 days off, a rain out, and then the next game where he didn't play. And went 2 for 4 with a home run and a double. And drove in 3 runs.
Hitting .345 over his last 15 games. Lofts that foul down the first base side out of play. You know, you mentioned the 7 stolen bases from Gregorius, had 3 all of last year. He also just matched his career high in stolen bases. 7 done back in 2016 with the Yankees.
I'll tell you what, you know, he's got the speed to add that to his game. And
he's 7 for 9 this year. Andujar rolls it towards the middle. Iglesias gets to it, spins and fires to nail Andujar as Gregorius advances to third, 2 down.
Iglesias is one of the better fielding shortstops in the league, and he showed you fine range going to his left. There's a chopper over the mat. Didi's going to move to third. The ball was hit behind him. Once again, another good play by Iglesias. And when we were here in April, mid-April, he wasn't hitting at all. Well, he has certainly stepped up his game. His offense has caught up to his defense.
Here's Clint Frazier. Takes a strike. Frazier has been stroking in the minors this season. In his 25 games with Scranton, an OPS over 1,000. That is outside, 1-1.
You know, the injury, the concussion in spring training, took quite a while for him to get over it. And, you know, he kind of lost his chance to make the ball club in the spring. Went down in the minor leagues, played well, as Ryan said.
And that was something Aaron Boone talked about at length today. He said, you know, he was up here with us for that short stint. And the most encouraging thing to me was he came back down and just dove into his work. He didn't hang his head at all. Didn't let frustration of not being here get to him. No, he went right back to work and continued to have success at AAA. Count is 1-2 on Frazier. And there is strike 3 as Frazier goes down for the final out of the second. So Verhagen able to work around some trouble. It's 1-0 Tigers after 1.5. The Camry Hybrid is the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. We've asked on Twitter at Yes Network, when a team is struggling, do you think it's appropriate for players to call out their teammates and coaches? Matt Battaglia said, absolutely not. That is a time when true leaders in the clubhouse emerge and send a message in a way they know their team will receive it and respond. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using the hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid to keep the conversation going. Bottom of the second, Tigers a 1-0 lead, and first pitch to John Hicks, a ball.
If you're going to call out your teammates, you do it in the clubhouse behind closed doors. That sort of thing should not get out.
And that question in reference to what happened yesterday with Jake Arrieta, where he very bluntly called out the lack of offense and even more specifically the way his team shifts. As that's lined right to Bird, playing well off of first in a shift for the first out.
Hicks trying to go the Castellanos route, but this time the line drive will find Greg Bird at first base.
But Arrieta went as far as to say we're the worst in the league at shifting. Asked how he would fix it. He said, I don't know, copy those who are the best at it. It's not my job. But he really was aggressive in calling out their staff. That's blooped, foul, wide of first, and out of play.
Aren't the Phillies having a pretty good year?
Yeah, very.
They are, yeah.
Exceeding expectations. They were just swept by the Giants.
Yeah,
but they're having a good year.
3 games out of first place in the National League East.
Arrieta accounted for the only run in that series with a homer. What would Earl Weaver have done to Arrieta after that?
Earl would have been the one yelling at everybody. And, you know, most of the words he would say you couldn't repeat anyway. So
not on these airwaves.
No.
1-2 on Jones. Able to lay off the slider. 2-2.
Yeah, he was famed for his tough love, but he certainly was the best manager I ever played for.
Swing and a miss, high heat, 98 miles an hour by the bat of Jones. 2 down.
Yeah, Severino. 3 pitches he can strike you out on. Here's the high heat that Ryan's talking about. 98 miles an hour. Put it right in the easy pass lane. And Jacoby Jones is headed back to the dugout. He can get you with a slider, and he's got a very credible changeup.
First pitch a little up to Iglesias.
When we were here in mid-April, he was hitting like 050.
Yeah.
And right now he's sitting on a 6-game hitting streak, 11 for his last 28. He's had a great homestand. In his last 45 games, very good fielders hitting over 300. So he has come back from the early doldrums. Look out.
High and in on Iglesias.
Woo.
And it's 2-1.
Little chin music.
We saw some of that when we were here last year.
I was thinking the very same thing. Well, that got his attention in a hurry, didn't it? Fastball running in just by the elbow, maybe the upper shoulder on the left side.
Oh, hey now.
He took no chances with that one either.
Ew. That's the perfect pitch after that one up and in.
Yeah, that's kind of old school pitching. Fastball up and in. Knee buckler over the inside corner.
That wasn't a little buckle either. That was the full.
Yeah.
2-2 on Iglesias. Grounded hard right to Andujar. He gobbles it up and ends the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Luis Severino. Tigers 1, Yankees 0 after 2.
offensively before the season started, and he has done just that, Ryan. He's hitting .375 on the season. He's been tremendous with runners in scoring position, and I asked him if he made any big changes to his swing, and he said although everything is pretty much the same, he's much more comfortable in this role, being in it another year. Also, he feels as though that experience has helped him learn how to prepare, how to stay ready, and what to do to remain sharp at the plate. But Ryan, this really dates back to 2015 when he was designated for assignment. That next year in 2016, he came back and made the team, and he said he just relaxed a lot in that time period. He felt as though he was taking it all in and really just enjoying himself, maybe putting too much pressure on himself the previous years. That pressure is now gone for Romine, and he has solidified himself as their backup catcher.
Yeah, Meredith, it's a great story, and you know, he bounced back and solidified himself thanks to the consistent defense he was playing, his game calling, and now has added this offensive element where you feel like he's a threat when he's up there, and you could tell he's having fun with it too, contributing offensively.
He's having a ton of fun with the offense, and it actually provides the Yankees a luxury of playing him more often because they don't feel like they're losing much when they have him in the lineup. So it enables them to really DH Gary Sanchez a little bit more, perhaps keep him more fresh throughout the course of the season so he's not on his legs all the time.
Yeah, something Aaron Boone has really highlighted as a valuable added bonus to the offensive prowess that Austin Romine has been displaying.
You know, right now he's, speaking of Romine, working on a 10-game hitting streak, and when you don't play as a regular, that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah,
in and out of the lineup.
Romine drives that deep to right field, down the line, and foul. Just foul in the corner as Romine flirted with another Oppo homer.
Pitch up and out over the plate, and he kind of goes with it. Up around the shoulder lines, kind of chops down on it. You can see that from a Yankee standpoint, just on the wrong side of the foul pole. And you can see, well, man in the orange shirt got it.
From that angle, you would have needed the ball to disappear just for a second on that left side of the foul pole. It did not. Grounded to short on 2 hops. Iglesias throws out Romine for the first out. How close was this to being a home run for Romine?
Just a couple of feet.
That's tight. Here's Gleyber Torres. Now you can tell now going into all these different parks that the opposing teams, players, broadcasters are curious to see this guy play. There's always questions about, all right, is he the real deal?
Well, they're not only talking about his hitting, they're talking about his defensive prowess as well. He's fantastic at second base.
So smooth. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Had a couple of hits in Baltimore, including a double.
Gave the Yankees a scare when he was hit on that right wrist.
Yeah, he did. When you start getting hit in the hands, fingers, a lot of small bones, a lot of damage can be caused by baseball.
That is driven in the air to right field and deep. Castellanos back to the wall, and that is gone. Gleyber Torres with his 10th home run of the year, and he ties this game at 1.
Well, now all he has to do is make a good play in the field, and we've got everything covered. Out over the plate once again. This one kind of drifted back towards the middle. Got good wood on it. And here's Castellanos going back to the wall, and about 3 rows up in the seats out there for a home run. Number 10. First of the month of June. Hit 9 in May.
and that power to all fields from Torres.
That'll work well at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, and 2 on Aaron Hicks.
I mentioned Hicks had a big day here with the 2 home runs on April the 13th, I believe, inside the Parker, and then he hit one into the seats. But one thing he's done this year, he's done his best hitting on the road. Over 350 on the road, only 160 at Yankee Stadium. Here's another look at Torres' home run. Castellanos running out of real estate.
Hicks chops it off of the first baseman Goodrum, fielded though by Machado, and he throws out Hicks.
A little pinball there. Goodrum slows it down, couldn't corral it, but you can see Machado in short right field gathers it. Verhagen where he should be, covering first on anything hit on the right side, and they're going to retire Hicks. 3-4-1 on the play.
So 2 outs now, and Aaron Judge up. Big swing and a little tip. Judge will go retrieve it himself. Nice guy that he is. 0-1.
I bet his parents would tell you he had a neat room at home too.
Yeah. He probably did, right?
Yeah.
Might have to do some serious journalistic investigative digging on that one tomorrow. Two and one.
And there's an appeal at first base. He didn't go, but that pitch, Judge has shown that he has a very good eye. He's either leading or just behind Mike Trout in walks in the American League.
He's up there in so many categories. Grounds it hard to short. Iglesias will throw out Judge, and that ends the top of the third, but not before Gleyber Torres does it again. Going oppo with home run number 10, his first in the month of June. It's 1-1. More JD Martinez, who is just having another monster season, left last night's game against the Astros with back spasms. He is day to day, obviously the prime piece of the Red Sox fearsome offense. There's JD Martinez.
He's kind of filled the void that the Red Sox were missing last year with the absence of David Ortiz when he retired. And David Dombrowski, the GM, Red Sox organization, went out, signed a big hitter, and he's producing.
It's lined into right center. Hicks had him played perfectly, but got a late start. Still got to it for the out.
A couple of steps towards right center. Maybe a false start or a false step or two initially, but he recovers. Yep, he started to his left and had to come on and hauled it. Well, it wasn't pretty, but he made the catch.
And there's another example of the Yankees being positioned perfectly.
Yeah, you wouldn't get much on from the judges on the dismount, would you?
No. But still came home with the prize. Martin bunts it foul.
With the rain out yesterday, I had a chance to watch the Tigers play against the Blue Jays. Tigers had a 4-game winning streak snap. Leonis Martin hit a home run yesterday, though. He's got a 5-game hitting streak going.
Swing and a miss.
Good change up at 90 miles an hour.
Just enough to separate.
Came back with another one. But now he's got him set up for the high fastball. Or the slider down and in. He's got multiple weapons out there.
I think you got the slider down and in. Strike 3, left it over the plate, but still able to fan Martin. Third strikeout of the game for Severino.
There's the slider. Now, as Ryan said, he didn't really get it where he wanted to, but there was so much bite on it, throws it pretty hard, that Martin swings through it anyway.
Castellanos takes a nice slider for a called strike. 0-1. That is driven to left center field. Cutting over is Frazier. Played towards the gap to make the catch for the final out of another 1-2-3 inning. After 3, it's 1-1. The American League MVP and the National League MVP met in the World Series. Whoa. I know one year it should have happened. 1979.
Yeah.
You were robbed.
Yeah.
It's high and away, ball 1.
Came close.
You came close on the Audi scoreboard, 1-1. Now, Willie Stargell is one of the co-MVPs that year in the National League.
Yeah, tied with Keith Hernandez.
And you were the runner-up that year.
Yeah.
In the American League.
You know, by the way, when Gleyber Torres hit that home run, that was the Yankees' 91st home run of the year. This is their 55th game. Now, the record for home runs in a year is 264 by the Seattle Mariners in 1997. In their 55th game, they had 78 home runs. The Yankees have 91.
Way ahead of the pace. And Bird may have just added another. Oh, he did. That is long gone. Fly away indeed, Greg Bird with his second home run of the season. And it's 2-1 Yankees.
Yeah, we're talking home runs and we get one. That's number 92 for the Yankees this year. And by the way, when Verhagen was here with the Tigers early in the season, he didn't give up a home run. He didn't give one up in AAA as well, and he's given up 2 today to the Yankees as Greg Bird launches his second home run of the season.
That smooth stroke from
beautiful.
the left side. It is just gorgeous. And it did not take Aaron Boone long to insert Bird right in the heart of the Yankees lineup.
Well, he splits the 2 right-handed hitters, Judge and Stanton.
Stanton breaks his bat, finds a hole. A base hit for Giancarlo Stanton.
Here's the broken bat hit. You can always get another bat. You can't always get a hit. There's the broken bat sound, and this is the sound of a home run. Exit velocity 100.9 miles per hour and 368 feet.
That had to be longer than 368. No, it's like right over the 365 sign.
Well,
I don't want to question Statcast. They're unbelievable.
did they get a run out of it? Yeah.
Counts the same. By the way, just to button up, for anyone who was like, well, who did beat Ken in 1979? It was Don Baylor, who was the American League MVP.
Who recently passed away, unfortunately. Battled with cancer for years. Good friend.
Gregorius grounds that underneath Goodrum and into right field. Turning and going to third is Stanton. It's a base hit for Gregorius, who's on for the second time today, and the Yankees in business. Nobody out and runners on the corner.
Yeah, we told you Didi's starting to heat up with the bat. Went 3 for 9 in Baltimore. Now 1 for 1 here with a base on balls. When that first baseman is holding that runner on, there's a hole over there, and Didi makes the best of it. Goodrum, hit too hard. He should have had that one, or at least slowed it down.
Goodrum's a player they move all over. Here's Miguel Andujar. Swinging first pitch, fouls it away.
That doesn't surprise me. Swings at the first pitch.
Yeah, no, that's a phrase you hear sometimes with Andujar.
Yeah, he's going for it. Anything close. He's walked 6 times in 180 at bats.
Second time through, the Yankees taking some good swings against Drew Verhagen. And now Hicks will go to the mound, have a little conversation.
Didi, very interested spectators who watching third base coach Phil Nevins go through some signs here. There's nobody out. Didi stole the bat. I have the feeling the Yankees are going to try and run on Hicks. He's the backup catcher. You know, he's not known for the defense that James McCann has.
Didi has already tied his career high with 7 stolen bases. And now dives back, thinking along the same lines as you, Ken.
You know, you just You make it once, you got to figure you can make it twice.
Infield will see to run. The 1-1. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, they're playing back for the double play. This is the second time through the order. And the Yankees are starting to make the most of it. They had their one look, and now they're starting to swing the bats better this time through.
And Duhar laces that to center field. A base hit. Stanton will score. And it's 3-1 Yankees on the Ribby rocket from Miguel Andujar.
The only ball that really wasn't hit hard this inning was the broken bat single by Stanton, and he just crossed home plate. And Duhar with a rocket into center field. There's Stanton crossing home plate, hanging curve. Yeah, that one not quite the sharpness of the earlier ones that Van Verhagen threw.
And you could see that glove was almost going up after the ball was by him. It was hit so hard. So the Yankees already with 2 in this inning, still threatening, 2 on, nobody out. Here's Clint Frazier, who struck out his first at bat. Frazier rolls that softly foul.
One thing about Frazier that I've always been impressed with, he's got the ability to hit the ball well to the opposite field too. He can wait on some of those pitches and just drive them to the gap in right center.
That is really a staple of all of these young right-handed hitters that the Yankees have, which obviously plays so well at Yankee Stadium too.
They play well here at Comerica Park. That's why Castellanos is such a big factor for the Tigers here.
And you can see Leonis Martin, the center fielder, shaded towards right center. As Frazier takes high. Grounded through the left side into left field, a base hit. Here comes Gregorius. He's being waved home and will score without a throw. It's an RBI single for Clint Frazier and a 4-1 Yankee lead.
5 straight hits for the Yankees. Nobody out here in the 4th inning. Clint Frazier sneaks one through the left side. Phil Nevin didn't hesitate. Didi head on home. Another breaking ball or off-speed pitch. Frazier just rips it through the hole for a base hit. Here comes Chris Bosio, the pitching coach. Slow walk to the mound. Anybody getting up in the Tiger bullpen? Not yet. But they're starting to move around out there.
A little stirring and stretching. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So Clint Frazier contributing. Here's the 26th man for this doubleheader. An RBI single. The 5th straight Yankee hit, as Ken told you, and it's 4-1 Yankees. And here's Mr. Runners in scoring position, Austin Romine. Ball 1. Now, why did we call him that? There are the numbers. A .500 batting average in these spots this season. Romine has the highest percentage of RBIs to plate appearances in Major League Baseball this year.
Yeah, I would think so. This kind of reminds me of the way he hit a couple years ago.
Romine powers that deep to left center field. Nobody will get to it. It is gone. Austin Romine unloads a bomb to left center field, and it's 7-1 Yankees.
What were you saying, Ryan?
Mr. Runners in scoring position strikes again.
Well, little did we know he himself was in scoring position as he gets into this one. Inner third of the plate, head down, follow through, up into the wind, and the wind does the rest. He hit it well enough, but the wind's going to carry it maybe an extra 5-10 feet and it gets out.
That is 6 straight hits for the Yankees this inning. 4 singles sandwiched by 2 homers. Torres homered his first at bat. And Gleyber Torres, according to Katie Sharp on Twitter, second youngest to 10 career homers. Only Mickey Mantle did it quicker. And as you see, the numbers continue to elevate for Romine in the hitting streak.
There's a lot of things Mickey Mantle did that players haven't done.
And we keep seeing those names come up with these young guys. By the way, there's still no outs in the inning.
Yeah, that's true. Still nobody warming up. Oh, yeah, we got somebody warming up for the Tigers.
There is the 26th man, Sandy Baez. Torres pokes that foul to stay alive.
You know, before the game, you were talking to Marcus Thames, the Yankee hitting coach, and I just had one question for him. And I said, 1 through 10, what would you give, 10 being the best, what would you give Gleyber Torres as a young hitter? And he said an 8. One of the best young hitters he's ever seen.
Backhand stop by Candelario, the throw across in time. One former Cubs prospect throwing out another.
Yeah, that was a nice play. But he said the only reason he wouldn't go higher because, you know, he's still learning.
Right.
So he gave him an 8. Here's the backhand stop, the throw across the diamond, robbing Torres of another hit.
Said he wanted to have some place for him to go.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a growing process here. He's only 21 years old.
Well, I've told this story before, but I was talking with Marcus Thames recently about Torres. As Hicks takes a strike, and he worked with Torres for a while in Tampa because Torres was there, you know, finishing off his rehab from the Tommy John surgery early this offseason. And Timms was blown away by the way that Torres had studied the at-bats of the Yankees during the playoffs. He was so specifically able to break down the approach that they took in the ALCS. And Timms knew that was some next level intellect. Hicks drives that deep to right field. Castellanos will get to it in the yard with a leap in front of the track for the out.
Not quite for Hicks.
It just drifted towards the bigger part of the park. If it stays at that 365, it might have had enough.
And here's your reason, because the wind is blowing out to straightaway center field and kind of pushed it towards the gap in right center. See, and this is what Ryan's talking right about that 365 sign. It really juts out, and Castellanos makes again. That's the reason why there's so many triples here.
Right, if that ball hangs on the right side of the jut out, it probably goes, but the wind helped take it towards center. A 30-pitch inning for Drew Verhagen as the Yankees have now batted around. 1-2. Count full on Aaron Judge, as it often is. Ball 4, Judge works a 2-out walk. Now Greg Bird, who started the inning with a towering home run to right, will get a second at bat here in the 4th, but not against Drew Verhagen. Ron Gardenhire will make the walk to the mound and call on Sandy Baez as Verhagen's afternoon will end, surrendering 6 runs here in this 4th inning. The Yankees still hitting with a 7-1 lead, 1 on, 2 out. Bird coming up, Baez coming in. Kansas City takes on Atlanta United FC in a battle between 2 of the top Eastern Conference teams. The action kicks off at 12:30, presented by Etihad Airways, right here on Yes, and streaming on Fox Sports Go. It's a lot of hits and a lot of runs on that bench right now, as the Yankees have put up 6 so far in the 4th. New pitcher Sandy Baez making his major league debut, and Greg Bird fouls one right back here. Just under Meredith. She was ready.
She wasn't watching. She's looking at the computer.
No, I think she was ready to snare that. Here are the AA numbers for Sandy Baez. 3.90 ERA. The 10 starts. Bird fouls another one straight back.
He had good swings at both of those pitches.
Bird started this inning with a good swing. His 2nd home run of the year.
He's got 3 hits on this road trip. A triple, a double, and a home run.
Baez ahead 0-2. Fouled it straight back again.
Look out.
Bird is drilled with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and he will take first as Judge will move on to second.
Target was away, and his pitch just above the hip, maybe lower rib cage. Bird trying to get out of the way. Sets it up for Stanton.
Stanton started the inning. After Bird started the inning with a homer, Stanton then started the parade of singles with a single that was a broken bat, just squeezed through the vacated right side. The first of 4 straight singles before Romine capped it with a 3-run homer.
Ooh. That was a hanger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good swing at it. You get away with it once, you probably won't get away with it twice.
Oh, man.
And that was there for the picking. And sometimes those pitches look so good that you try and put a little extra into it and you kind of throw off your stroke.
Blocked by Hicks, 2-1. Judge at second and Bird at first. Three and one on Giancarlo Stanton with Didi Gregorius on deck. Second big league hitter Baez gets to face is Giancarlo Stanton with 2 on. Swing and a miss.
Well, this is start the runners 3-2 with the 2 down.
Baez just had to move the rosin bag out of the view of Stanton. Runners go, payoff, swing and a miss. Another high fastball that Stanton chased, and he is retired. But this game started with a haircut from Torres to Greg Bird. Bird rewards the barber with a big fly to right. Torres liked that. He also liked this. Austin Romine, a 3-run shot. It's 7-1 Yankees. On the Audi scoreboard, the Yankees have put a dent in it. 6 runs in the 4th inning. They have a 7-1 lead with the ace on the hill, and Severino deals a strike.
Are you thinking why Ron Gardner brought the youngster in his major league debut? With the Yankees taking a commanding lead in the early going here. You know, one of his what he might be thinking, it's going to be hard to score, you know, 6-7 runs off Severino, so maybe bring the kid and see what he can do.
And save the rest of your pitchers for the second game.
Exactly.
The 0-2. Strike 3. Got him looking. A fastball on the outside corner and up. Miguel Cabrera didn't think so. He's down for the first out of the 4th.
Angel Hernandez will turn away. He's going to let the veteran have his say. And we'll take a look at the pitch. Yeah, it's borderline. Certainly wasn't up too high. I was watching yesterday's game and Cabrera didn't like a strike 3 call. Angel Hernandez comes up. You know, he's going to let have him say, and as he turns away, then Angel turns away. That's good. One doesn't follow the other.
Severino has pumped 4 straight fastballs for strikes so far in the bottom of the 4th.
5.
Yeah. Caught the outside corner there. He's got that rhythm, that tempo, and that lead to work with. The 0-2. Did he go around? He did. Good night. 2 down. All right, Ken, do you have a guess for the trivia question?
Let's see the question again.
Yeah, the last time the MVP of the NL met the MVP of the AL in the World Series.
1960.
That's your guess? The correct answer is 2012.
Oh.
Miguel Cabrera against Buster Posey.
Okay. I was thinking, wow, I go back way too far.
Well, they get you because they make you think, well, it's probably a long time ago. Not that long ago. That's flied in the air down the left field line. Long run for Frazier, and it's off the netting foul. Now, Luis Severino has a chance for a perfect inning here. A 9-pitch, 3-strikeout inning. He's 0-2 on Goodrum. Has thrown 8 strikes so far in this inning. Fanning, Cabrera, and Candelario.
They call that an immaculate inning.
An immaculate inning. The 0-2.
Oh, ouch.
That won't do it. You could very clearly hear the reaction from Goodrum as he got hit.
Well, Romine wanted it down, but not that far inside. Wanted to see if Goodrum would chase. Wow, he's still limping around. Slider off the right foot. Now he's going to jog down to first base. Now, I wonder, you know, I mentioned 1960. My thought was Roger Maris, I think, won the MVP, and I think Dick Groat won it for the
National League.
Yeah, for the Pirates that year, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. That might be. It's a long time ago.
That's a line drive base hit to left field for Hicks. So the Tigers now with 2 on, 2 out. Jacoby Jones coming up.
Trying to think who was the MVP in the National League in 1960. I see you got your iPad there.
We're gonna get it for you.
All right.
It's gonna be like the old days when I used to sit next to you doing stats. Jacoby Jones struck out swinging his first at bat. There's a strike. You nailed it.
Really?
Dick Groat was MVP in 1960.
And was Roger Maris the MVP?
Yes, he was the
All right.
MVP of the American League.
And he was also the MVP the next year.
That's right. In 1960, it was so close the vote between him and Mantle. Maris got 67% share of the votes. Mantle 66.
Try 63.
63, Sandy Koufax and Elston Howard. Hey, you're rolling them off now. Swing and a miss, 1-2 on Jones. But the most recent, 2012.
Oh, okay.
Cabrera against Buster Posey, as far as NL and AL MVPs meeting in the World Series. Couple of strikeouts and a hit batter and a single. Here's the 1-2. Jones stays alive.
Well, the immaculate inning kind of went by the wayside. They hit by a pitch and then a base hit, and Severino's had to throw some extra pitches here in the 4th.
And remember, in addition to just securing the win, obviously he'd like Severino to take the Yankees as deep as he can in Game 1, with Game 2 coming up tonight. The 1-2. Jones again just fighting to stay alive. How about 1976? Joe Morgan, Thurman Munson.
Happens more. There's a reason why those guys are MVPs.
Right. Swing and a miss. Severino blew it by him upstairs. 99 miles an hour as Severino strikes out the side. To the 5th we go. It's 7-1 Yankees. Very much. We continue to love tracking the talent that the Yankees have in the minors. On the GMC scoreboard, 7-1. Yankees lead the Tigers. As Gregorius rolls it into the shift, backhanded by Machado. He will not make the play in time. Had a little trouble with his footing, and Gregorius reaches.
It looks like it's going to be an E4. We'll see how they score then. That's kind of a semi-play, tough play.
Yeah, it's questionable because he's so deep when he fields it, but clearly the footing affected him. And so it is an E4.
Yeah.
Here's Miguel Andujar. He punches that to right field. Foul.
Oh, by the way, when Baez struck out Stanton, that was his first major league strikeout. He can say, my first major league strikeout was an MVP.
Pretty good.
Yeah. He goes back down to the minors after today. Bringing a little cred with him.
Save that baseball. Baez on in relief of Drew Verhagen, who the Yankees really got to in the fourth. It's 0-2 on Andujar. He had an RBI single in that fourth inning. Hit a laser up the middle. Fly ball, shallow center. Martin makes the catch for the first out. Well, we heard Bob talking about some of the youngsters on the farm. Tomorrow night, catch an all-new episode of Homegrown, The Path to Pinstripes, and find out how the Rail Riders spend an off day in Scranton. Plus, check out where top prospect Justice Sheffield calls home. Premieres tomorrow night after Yankees Blue Jays coverage only on ES. Clint Frazier, a part of those episodes, up as the 26th man for this doubleheader. An RBI single his last time up. Meredith, you have a little something on Clint Frazier.
Well, we just did that homegrown promo, and I was talking to Frazier about the guys at AAA, and he said the roster is unbelievable right now. The talent down there, a lot of guys major league ready, like a Drury. Clint Frazier could probably start in some major league cities. But he said they all kind of lean on each other because they know the situation of how well people are playing at this level, and a lot of guys kind of blocked right now, but realize they're just one phone call away. So they kind of use each other as a support system in playing down there in AAA, keeping a positive attitude, as you mentioned earlier with Aaron Boone, about going back down there, going about your business, and continuing to produce.
That's got to be tough, Ken, when you are really producing and worthy of being up here, but there's just not a spot for you necessarily.
Yeah, when the Major League Club is 20 games over 500, there's a lot going right upstairs.
Right.
So, it's hard to, outside of somebody being injured, which you don't want to see.
That's something specifically Frazier mentioned when he was called up earlier, that he was glad he was called up with it not being because of an injury. Because he's like, I don't want anybody on our team getting hurt. Smokes that foul, 2-2. And it's that mindset that Meredith's talking about, which is why Aaron Boone said he feels so good about what Frazier's done, the work he's put in down there. Frazier cues that towards second. Machado will tag Gregorius. No. Makes the throw to first. Gregorius is safe. He advances to second as Frazier is out at first.
Now Machado says he touched it. We'll see if the Tigers want to take a look at it. We'll take a look. Well, it's hard to see from that angle. He threw to first in time to get Frazier. Maybe the jersey.
It was close at first, too.
Here's an even closer look.
Let's see. Yeah,
it looks like he
nicks the jersey.
He looked like he got him.
So the Tigers are going to have them take a look at this. And it will likely be an inning-ending double play, as it looked like he just caught the jersey with the glove.
Tell you what, Didi gave it a heck of an effort to get out of the way.
He did. Take a look on Yesmo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer.
Here's the best angle. Watch the jersey. Yeah, it looked like it moved.
Now the Tigers saw the replay on the board and have run off the field, and the umpires are saying, hold on a second. We're still under review here.
Tigers are pretty sure that this is going to be a double play.
And with good reason, it is. So an inning-ending double play as Machado tags Gregorius and throws out Frazier to the bottom of the fifth. 7-1 Yankees. On the GMC scoreboard, bottom of the 5th, Yankees a 7-1 lead. Luis Severino will face 8, 9, and 1 in the Tigers order. Iglesias, Machado, and Leonis Martin. 6 strikeouts thus far on the afternoon for Severino. Yankees scoring 1 in the 3rd on a Gleyber Torres home run, and then 6 in the 4th. Popped up. Right side. Long run for Torres. In comes Stanton, and he makes the catch just in front of Gleyber Torres for the first out.
See Stanton calling for it, which immediately should have the infielder pull up, and they avoid the collision. Gleyber Torres going back as if he's going to make the play, but Stanton with a little hop, skip, and a jump at the end does not make any contact with the second baseman. And I think that's luckily for Torres.
Yeah. Here's Dixon Machado, a half swing and a wave at a 99-mile-an-hour strike. Now the Yankees will go on to Toronto. After the doubleheader here today, you see the efficiency from Severino. But it's not this series against Toronto that has caused some controversy. It's the weekend following 4th of July, in which the Yankees are now slated to play on Sunday Night Baseball on July 8th before having a doubleheader in Baltimore on the 9th.
The next day. There's the problem.
Swing and a miss as Machado chases a slider.
To me, it's kind of ridiculous to expect the Yankees to play that doubleheader. Get through customs, fly to Baltimore, get there about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, then have a couple hours sleep, then have to play a doubleheader, a day game followed by a night game. So baseball at the beginning of the year put 4 extra days. They started the season early so you could have 4 extra off days, and the reason being is to give the players extra rest.
Torres bobbles and then throws it away as Gleyber Torres with the E4 allows Martin to not only reach but advance to second.
I believe he might get 2 errors on this play.
Yeah, I think you're right.
One for missing the ball and then one for throwing it away. Here's the bobble. Saw that clearly and then throws it away to compound the problem. They're only going to give him 1?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. But my problem is, that's going to be a long 24+ hours to play 3 ball games. And I've said this before. Tired players eventually become injured players. And you need your rest in this game. I mean, I was a young man traveling around the league, but it wasn't easy. That's going to lead to a run now.
Yep. Base hit left field. Scoring easily is Martin. Castellanos' second hit of the game, and it's a 7-2 contest.
That's an unearned run. They got to fix this because it's not fair to not only Yankees but any team to travel that far from one country to the next. You have to go through customs too. Let's throw that in there. And it takes a little bit longer. There's the base hit, going to drive it a run. Castellanos having a great year. His second hit of the game. Another multi-hit game for him. That's 25 now in the year.
Cabrera did not go around 1 at all. Well, and Aaron Boone was still being asked about it today, Kenny.
Yeah, he didn't want to say much about it.
Because he made his piece known, and he said he wasn't sure yet one way or another if something's going to be done about it. But obviously feels strongly like something needs to be.
That's not right. You know what? And I would feel the same way if it was any other team. It's just not right.
So it looked like Severino was going to cruise to a nice swift 1-2-3 inning, but the error by Torres set up the RBI single from Castellanos, and now here's Cabrera. 2-1. 2-2.
Yeah, when you make an error in the field, the last thing you want to happen is have that runner score. And you just want to dig a hole and crawl in it.
Strike three, Cabrera down swinging. Second strikeout of the inning for Severino. 7-2 game. Panasonic ARC5 Premium Mint Electric Shaver. Panasonic, shave like a pro. Yeah, that guy has one of those. Perfectly groomed. He may have been ignoring.
He lost his.
Yeah. Top of the sixth inning, the Yankees a 7-2 lead on the Tigers in the first game of this day-night doubleheader. Austin Romine clubbed a 3-run homer his last time up. Because that's what Austin Romine does. 11-game hitting streak now. Popped up to third. Candelario makes the catch. One down. Now between innings, Kenny, you like seeing this as a team?
Yeah, I do. Severino's going to walk over to Gleyber Torres and said, look, forget it, kid. You know, just don't let it bother you. I got you. Nice move by the it's hard to call him a veteran pitcher.
Yeah, right.
Only been around for a little while, but an ace pitcher, let's put it that way.
Some nice maturity and leadership there from Luis Severino after the error by Torres led to the second Tigers run.
And by the way, when Severino struck out the Cabrera to end that inning, that was number 8 on the year, and number 8 on the game, and number 100 on the season. And in our scouting report today, we mentioned that the Yankee record for a season is held by Ron Guidry back in 1978 when he had that magical year, went 25-3. He struck out 248 that year. So we're just at the beginning of June, and Severino has 100 strikeouts already.
It's something worth tracking for sure. Torres got the scoring started for the Yankees with a solo shot, his 10th in the third. Second youngest to 10 career home runs in Yankees history. Only Mickey Mantle was younger. Third on that list, Joe DiMaggio. It's a nice sandwich to be a part of if you're Torres. Popped up behind home and into the seats. Count remains full at 3-2. Kenny, what has stood out most to you as an accomplished hitter watching Torres as it bats so far?
Well, first of all, he uses the whole field. We saw that today, and he has power to the opposite field. he seems to have a very good two-strike approach. Now, he's going to strike out. You know, everybody does. There's a lot of hard throwers out there. But he's more willing to go to the opposite field with 2 strikes.
Like that as he flies it down the right field line. Catch made by Castellanos for the second out. Time to take a look at the Coors Light refreshing finish. Back in April here in Detroit, Aaron Hicks, his first career inside the park home run. He got that beautiful doink off the bottom of the wall, and then it was off to the races. And a big smile from Hicks after he came across home. Said that was the first inside the park home run he had hit on any level. And then he had a second one in Kansas City.
Now, Mickey Mantle, once again, had 3 in one season.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hicks, the first Yankee with multiple inside the park home runs in a season since Mantle, who had 3.
You know, the reason it happened here, because at the base of the wall at right center field, it's concrete, and that's why the ball really, you know, scampered away from Leonis Martin.
There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
Just a little bit more towards right center. There you can see the concrete just below the San Francisco there. Arizona playing San Francisco tonight. And that kind of all the way throughout that scoreboard, and that's why the ball hit and just took off.
Yeah, I mean, that took a long roll. Ball 4, Hicks walks, and every Yankee has now reached base here in game 1. Now, here was the second inside the Parker as Hicks went oppo here, and when the right fielder goes down, it becomes a little easier to reach home. No slide necessary that time for Aaron Hicks, Meredith.
And Ryan, at the time it was only May, so Hicks joked with me after the game, hey, at this rate, I might end the season with 6. That record's going to be broken here.
It's so funny, right? Because it's the kind of thing, obviously, that you never can account for. Random occurrences have to happen.
Well, on the second one, first one, you saw the ball just jump away from the center field. The second one, Jorge Soler just tumbled.
Right. He climbed the wall and then plopped right at the bottom of it.
And the ball took off, and I don't think he found it right away. So
now Hicks had it easy from third to home on that second one. The 0-2. High and away, and it's 1-2 on Judge. Judge walked in the 4th. Yankees have gotten homers from Torres, Bird, and Romine in this game. That's way off the outside corner. 2-2. Sandy Baez's major league debut, the 26th man for the Tigers roster for this doubleheader. Stayed on that breaking ball and fouled it off.
you mentioned this the other day in Baltimore. One reason the Yankees hit the ball in the air, there's only one team in the league hits the ball in the air more often than they do. That's the Minnesota Twins. And with their power, hitting the ball in the air, well, that's usually what you have to do to get it over the fence.
Swing and a miss. Judge down on strikes as Baez gets him to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Yankees 7, Tigers 2. To catch every moment this season, get Yankees home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Bottom of the 6th inning in Detroit. Day portion of a day-night doubleheader. And the Yankees a 7-2 lead on the Tigers as Jeimer Candelario didn't like that strike call. Already 8 Ks on the day for Luis Severino.
Let's take a look at what he didn't like.
It's in the box.
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't like trying to hit it.
No, but you don't want to be down a ball and 2 strikes with Severino. I mean, it's a recipe for that.
Jinx. 9th strikeout of the day for Severino. Now, we were talking before about the game the Yankees are scheduled to play Sunday, July 8th in Toronto before a doubleheader in Baltimore. We have some news. Yankees President Randy Levine and Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred are in discussions right now and hoping to resolve the issue. It's amicable, and they're hopeful that they are going to be able to resolve the issue. So good news on that front.
Okay. It's always good to talk things out.
Nico Goodrum was nailed in the toe his last at bat. Goodrum spent 11 games up with the Twins last year, went 1 for 17 over those 11 games. Ron Gardner likes him, trying to find spots for him in the lineup here with the Tigers.
We mentioned he's versatile. He can play several places in the field, switch hitter. So you can play him against all types of pitching.
He has a very strong arm. The 2-2. Roll to first. Bird stays with it. 2 down. Severino has been in command this afternoon. Gave up a run in the first on an RBI double off the bat of Miguel Cabrera, and then the run he gave up in the 5th, an unearned run after the error on Torres. Here is Hicks. Strike 1. 100 miles an hour here in the 6th.
That's something about Severino. He carries his velocity deep into ball games.
I talked with him about that recently, and he said it's the workouts he does in the offseason with that in mind. The Fast Pitch Speed Analytics brought to you by Files by Verizon.
That's impressive. 6th inning.
The 0-2. Foul back. 100 again.
Yeah, one reason I say that is because pitchers during the course of the game, they get tired. I mean, and you can face a pitcher in the 6th and 7th inning, if he's still in there, starters, and their fastball doesn't have the same zip on it that it did in the 1st or 2nd inning.
Yeah, his does.
There's only one pitch. Well, there's more than one, but the one that stands out in my mind was Nolan Ryan. I'd get up there in the 7th inning and I'm sick. He's throwing harder than he was in the 1st inning.
Well, you can tell too, Severino sometimes, he'll come out of the gates 96, 97, and then you see where he is with Noah Syndergaard atop the average fastball velocity leaderboard. Come the 6th, 7th inning, he cranks it up 99, 100, and break off a slider like that.
He and Romine have a nice rhythm going today. It took a little break there, but once Severino gets the ball, he's ready to go. He's in the attack mode.
Popped. Foul. Hicks doing a nice job battling here.
Could be a long day for Hicks. James McCann, the other Tiger catcher, Hicks is the backup. Kind of had a little bit of a muscle spasm or a strain yesterday against Toronto and came out of the game. Hicks took over. So we'll see if McCann is ready for the second game.
Right, an intercostal spasm. The 0-2. 99 miles an hour. Severino hit 100 for the first time today on that 79th and then 80th pitch.
Just getting loose.
That's it. The 0-2. In the dirt. Hicks has done a nice job just to battle, keep this alive, and try and run the pitch count up. It has been very much in control for Severino. The 1-2. And again.
That's a tough slider that he fouled off. Down and away. I believe that was going to be a strike.
The 1-2. On the inside corner, got him buckling with a slider. Strike 3. 10th strikeout of the game for Severino as he works a 1-2-3-6. The Yankees nursing a 7-2 lead. On Thursday, June 14th, as the Yankees celebrate the 40th anniversary of Ron Guidry's 18 strikeout performance, and for one of the hottest collectibles of the season, it's Ron Guidry Bobblehead Night, the second in the 2018 Collectible Series presented by AT&T for the first 18,000 guests in attendance. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees Clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Greg Bird fouls that away. On the Cadillac scoreboard, 7-2, Yankees lead the Tigers. Greg Bird with his second home run of the season has also been hit by a pitch. Severino, meanwhile, now with his fourth game of 10 or more strikeouts this season. Has 21 over the last two starts.
Bird should get a pretty good pitch to hit here. 3-1 leading off the inning.
Hits it into the shift. Machado will throw out Bird for the first out. It's a big night for the Tigers. They have the first pick in baseball's draft.
They're expected to take that young pitcher from
Auburn
University.
Casey Mize.
I saw some video of him this morning on the MLB Network.
Look like a good choice to you?
It looked like he was ready to pitch in the big leagues now.
Well, and when you are in the process of a rebuild, as the Tigers are, it is so important to hit on those picks. 1-1 on Stanton. I mean, no matter where they were picking towards the top of the first round, but especially number 1 overall.
Well, they had the worst record in baseball last year, so they get the first pick.
High pop-up, shallow center. Martin puts it away, 2 out. Phil Nevin knows what it's like to be taken first overall.
Had over 200 home runs in his major league career. He was picked by the Houston Astros.
Right, and then this other guy was picked a few picks later by the Yankees. Derek Jeter, 6th in that draft. And the man who replaced Derek is at the plate. Brought it all together there, Ken.
There you go.
Gregorius went around, strike 3, a 1-2-3 inning for Baez, who has done a nice job out of the pen for the Tigers. 7-2 Yankees as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Game as we take a look at today's pitching matchup, brought to you by People's United Bank. Yankees got to Drew Verhagen, 7 runs in less than 4 innings of work, and Severino just brilliant again. Only 1 earned run through his 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, no walks.
He's had at least 1 strikeout in every inning.
And on the Cadillac scoreboard, a 7-2 Yankees lead. Jacoby Jones is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
He's not the only one that struck out twice.
Leonis Martin, Jamer Candelario. That's on a high hop to Andujar. 1 down. Let's take a look at Severino's day, Kenny.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at all 10 strikeouts. He had 1 in the first inning. Leonis Martin leading off the ball game. Caught looking. One more in a second. Jacoby Jones, Leonis Martin again, then Cabrera and Candelaria and Jacoby Jones. Then Cabrera again. Well, I lost track, but there's a lot of guys here. 10 strikeouts. There's just too many.
I was waiting to see if you're going to be able to keep up with that. That was impressive.
Well, the thing is that Machado struck out before Cabrera.
Stanton races back, makes the catch. 2 down. Right, that was the little
that was in the fifth
for you. Yeah.
All right, so then Candelaria again, and then Hicks again.
Boom.
So that's 10.
Got it. You know, a couple of quick outs here from Severino, and he could be thinking about 8 innings. 91 pitches with 2 outs in the 7th. Dixon Machado struck out in the 5th, lined out to center. I asked Severino earlier this year if he had any personal goals for this season, and he said, yeah, win a ring. But you love that mentality from him.
That's what you're out there for.
Gregorius fires in time to nail Machado. A 1-2-3 economical 7th for Severino. Header here in Detroit. Game 2 coverage starts at 6:30 with the Chevy Yankees pregame. That's right here on Yes and streaming on Fox Sports Go. And Duhar grounds it to short. Iglesias throws him out. Now we'll have the Yankees postgame show following the conclusion of this game with Bob and Jack and Meredith. And then we'll have the Michael Kay show bridging the postgame to the pregame show for Game 2. So keep your TVs on Yes. This will be the starters for that Game 2. Domingo Germán and the former Astro Mike Fiers.
Well, the Yankees going with the Dominican duo today.
That's right. I don't think they've experienced that nickname before on the Hyundai scoreboard. 7-2 Yankees.
Don't play many doubleheaders either.
That's right.
Except the Yankees.
Yeah, this is the first of 4. Now, the only team that has had more games rained out this year than the Yankees is the Tigers. Tigers have had 8 games postponed, the Yankees 7. Frazier down on strikes for the second time.
How about young Mr. Baez here? I think he's given Ron Gardenhire, the Tiger manager, everything he has wanted. You know, after the game was kind of blown up in the 4th inning, when the Yankees scored 6 times, he's the 20. This is the reason why he's here. In case the game gets blown out, bring him in, give you some innings. He's done a good job.
Very, very nice major league debut.
Now, even if he goes back after the doubleheader today, We can tell the guys down at, I think he came from AA. He came from Erie.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
So he said, hey, check the box score. That was me.
He may not go back to AA. Maybe the stop is AAA instead.
It's a possibility.
Austin Romine, another home run.
I think this game is on MLB today, MLB Network, so his teammates could be watching him.
That's right. And I'm sure they're proud of the effort he's given. Saved Ron Gardenhire, his bullpen arms for game 2. Romine walks on 4 pitches.
Only the second walk for Baez.
There's Gleyber Torres, a solo home run in the 3rd, his 10th. Big swing and a tip. 0-1. Tigers have been playing some good baseball of late, especially here at home. 7-3 so far on what will conclude today a 12-game, 11-day homestand. But the Yankees with a huge 4th inning, 6 runs to separate. That gets by Hicks. Romine will take second.
This might be the first signs that young Mr. Baez getting a little tired out there.
It is a wild pitch.
61 pitches. Sure, he's nervous pitching first time at a big league level. There's the wild pitch by Hicks. It allows Romine to go down to second base. So imagine his manager, Andrew Graham, manager of the Erie Seawolves, AA, Eastern League, and pitching coach Willie Blair. Very proud of this young man.
Nice stop there by Hicks. It's 2-1 on Torres.
Yeah, it looks like his delivery is getting a little out of whack. Kind of yanks this one. Good stop by Hicks.
Another yank.
Yeah, he's just lost his rhythm here. I think you might see Tigers going to the bullpen phone pretty soon.
Torres ahead in the count, 3-1. Big swing, fouled it back, count full.
The type of swing you want to take 3-1. That's the type of swing to make Reggie Jackson proud.
Follow through on that name.
Yeah. I see Adrian Beltre do that from time to time nowadays. See Beltre hit it out of the park on one knee.
Yeah.
See those? That's impressive.
Future Hall of Famer. Torres looks at ball 4. So after 2 outs to begin the inning, back-to-back walks from Baez. And 2 on with 2 out for Aaron Hicks. Tommy Canely throwing in the Yankees pen. Now Severino's pitch count still in good shape.
So they're just trying to give him a little breather here. And now the Tigers bullpen's getting busy.
Baez hasn't given up a hit yet.
He's walked 3.
Yep.
Zach Reininger.
Strike 1 to Hicks. By the way, Severino at 94 pitches through his 7 innings.
He threw last start 103. His season high is 112. That came way back in April against Toronto.
Crowd of 28,000, 16 people for the first of 2 games here in Detroit today on a beautiful day. I mean, it's gorgeous.
They owed us.
Yeah. Could not have been grosser baseball weather in April. Like 28, 29 degrees, sleeting.
It was obvious that there was going to be no baseball on Saturday and Sunday. Just couldn't play.
Anytime you see at Detroit in early April, you hold your breath. And then sometimes come back in early June. 1-2 on Hicks. Romine at second, Torres at first. They both walked. Nice souvenir. Whoa. Little brother's going to take that. Towards the middle, but easily over is Machado to throw out Hicks for the final out of the 8th as those two battle over a souvenir. First, but then the Yankees tied it up with a Torres homer in the 3rd, put up a 6th spot in the 4th. Severino has cruised. Verhagen did not. A 3-run shot from Romine and solo shots from Glaber and Greg Bird. Severino out there for the 8th with his pitch count in good shape. On the Hyundai scoreboard, a 7-2 Yankee lead. Only one of the 2 runs Severino has allowed was earned. As that is just high, 2-0. .96 pitches for Luis Severino, giving Aaron Boone everything he could have hoped for in the first game of this day-night doubleheader. Changeup on the outside corner.
As we mentioned, that pitch is becoming more and more stable and just keeps the hitters totally off balance. They're looking for hard stuff like that, and you still can't get it. 99.
Already 10 strikeouts in the game for Severino.
Last inning was the first inning in which he did not record a strikeout, but he got everybody out quickly.
He did. Just threw 99 miles an hour on his 99th pitch. Does he have 100 for 100? Not with a slider.
No.
Doesn't Luis know he's got to fall in line with what we're trying to do television-wise up here?
He's the man in control.
I guess so. A 2-2. Broken bat, humpback liner that Gregorius snares for the first out.
The shift was on, and you know, one thing I think I've seen from these shifts, and everybody thinks it's the pull side. A lot of times it's plays through the middle that would have been hits years ago.
Yeah.
And there's a prime example that had a shift, robs a hit that was back through the middle.
It's so true, Kenny, and we see it with balls to right center sometimes too. Saw it earlier on a play Aaron Hicks made. It sure feels like the Yankees and their staff do an outstanding job of positioning the Yankees defensively.
And here's an example. You have a right-handed hitter at the plate, but he's known to hit the ball the other way. So there's no shift against Castellanos.
But you could see Hicks playing towards right center.
That's where he hits the ball well in the outfield.
Yep, with Frazier pulled way over into the left center field gap, and Hicks quite a few steps over in right center. Castellanos has accounted for 2 of the Tigers' 4 hits in this game. A 1-2. Popped up, right side, foul ground. Bird makes the catch for the second out.
There's a pretty good amount of room here at Comerica Park in foul territory. And Bird snares it. 2 down.
Here's Miguel Cabrera, drove in the first run. By the way, that RBI gave him 1,635 for his career. 30th on baseball's all-time list. He is 1 ribby behind Ernie Banks.
Mr. Cub. You know what? That's maybe not in this game, but if he drives in one in the second game, it'd be apropos, wouldn't it? Because what was Ernie's?
Let's play 2.
Let's play 2.
Severino trying to finish strong, ahead 1-2 on Cabrera. This will be his 110th pitch. The 1-2. Cabrera just held up, 2-2. You know, Aaron Boone wants Severino to get Cabrera, keep the pitch count right here. Pitch. Just missed high and away, and the count now full on Miguel Cabrera.
I'm feeling if he doesn't get him, he might go to Canely. Just finish off the inning.
In the air to shallow center. Frazier over, makes the catch to end the inning. 112 sparkling pitches from Luis Severino as he works 8 strong. with this.
Last out of the inning, and the shift was on, and it's going to be Frazier who makes the catch. Aaron Boone, he's happy. And how about that? Yankee fans giving an ovation here in Detroit. Takes off his hat, tips it to the crowd. You know, maybe not quite what Didi got in Anaheim when he got a curtain call after a home run in the 10th inning. That's the first time I've ever seen a curtain call on the road.
But reminiscent.
Yeah, it's along the same lines.
Sandy Baez's day is done. Zach Renninger into the game. Renninger was warming last inning, but Baez was able to get Hicks to ground out with 2 on and 2 out. JoJo for 3, he has walked. You can't say enough about the job Luis Severino did.
Yeah.
First game of a doubleheader, gives the Yankees 8 outstanding innings, strikes out 10, allows just 1 earned run.
Kind of looked like the replay of our Open, didn't it? It was his
right.
last start against Houston.
Swing and a tip held onto by Hicks, and Judge is down on strikes. The 2018 FIFA World Cup is coming to Fox and FS1 with every match live and over 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event is just 10 days away on Fox and FS1. Here's Greg Bird. He has homered and been hit by a pitch. Also has popped out to second, grounded out to second.
We were talking about Baez. 4 1/3, no runs, no hits. 4 strikeouts and 3 walks. Still hasn't given up a big league hit.
Kenny, did you like going into double headers knowing you were playing both games as Canely and Holder warm up, trying to beef up that batting average a little bit, collect some hits?
I figured you needed at least 3 hits in a doubleheader.
Okay.
Yeah, because if very rarely you're going to get more than 10 at bats. You know, I'd walk too much. I'm going to get 8 at bats. 3 for 8's pretty good. 3 for 9's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
now, did you know you had 4 different doubleheaders in which you had 5 hits?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. 4 5-hit doubleheaders for you. That's a nice day.
Yeah, mix in a couple of walks.
Bird ahead in the count, 3-1. And the count now full on Greg Bird. That's got to be a good feeling.
What the pitchers hang together? Sonny Gray, Tanaka, Severino. The language of baseball.
Bird acrobatically checks his swing and draws the walk. Let's take a look at Yesmo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer.
Well, we saw Gleyber Torres go down on a knee, just swinging. Now we see one on ball 4.
So Bird on base for the 3rd time. Strike 1 to Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, I always felt that he's up there 1 for 4. 2 for 5 looks a lot better. You got to get that second hit.
Hit a broken bat single for his first hit. That just missed nicking Stanton. Broken bat, little looper, shallow left field, and the diving catch is made by Jacoby Jones for out number 2.
Well, Jacoby Jones has center fielder skills. He runs pretty well, and he got a good jump on this one. And the ball hung up just long enough. See, there was Stanton's second hit right there, blooper in the left, but Jacoby Jones had different ideas. And you can see Renninger on the mound. The pitchers love that defense. Nice play.
2 down for Didi Gregorius, who has walked, stolen a base, his 7th of the year, tying a career high, singled and scored. And he takes a called strike 1 off the outside corner. Grounded towards the shift. Nice play by Iglesias to the glove side and throws out Didi to end the top of the 9th. Yankees 3 outs away from winning the first game of this doubleheader. Bob, Jack, and Meredith recap all the action of Game 1 and get you ready for the second half of this twin bill. It's only on ES. Bottom of the 9th inning, and Jonathan Holder on in relief of Luis Severino after 8 brilliant innings from Severino. Holder looking to lock down the win for the Yankees in the day portion of this day-night doubleheader.
Holder's been doing some very fine pitching out of the Yankee pen of late. Has not allowed an earned run in 14 games since being recalled on April the 21st.
And we've seen, as we saw in Baltimore the other night, Aaron Boone giving Holder more and more trust, placing him in higher and higher leverage situations. Obviously, this would not fall into that, but
and it wants 3 outs quickly.
Yes. Jeimer Candelario has a 28-game on-base streak on the line here. He is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And now in the hole 0-2 against Holder.
By the way, that's currently the longest streak in the major leagues. 28 consecutive games reaching safely. That's via a hit or a walk.
Candelario was the prize coming back in the Justin Wilson trade to the Cubs last year. Popped up mile high behind home, now into the field of play. Romine drops it. It's a fair ball and nobody's covering first. Gleyber Torres should have been at first base.
Yes, he should have.
And was not there. So it's going to be a leadoff runner for the Tigers and an E2.
Yeah, an E2, and you can see Bird coming down just in case Romine has problems with it. And you're right, Gleyber Torres, a spectator. And maybe that's learning second base. Remember, he's played shortstop primarily, but every base has to be covered. And it's his job to get to first base there. Not to say they would have gotten Candelario out, but it didn't look like he ran very far down the line. So they probably would have gotten him.
Second error of the game for the Yankees. Torres had one that led to the second run.
Now, fans are saying, oh, Candelario reached base, but that doesn't count.
No.
You just got to be a hit or a walk. Not on an error. Candelario, well, he's a spectator. He gets out of the way of Romine, or else he would have been automatically out there.
Yeah. All of a sudden he realized, oh, wait, this could be fair. So at first it looked like a pop-up foul ground behind home. We mentioned it's windy today. And it's blowing out. This time blew it out just about 10 feet, but enough to make it a fair ball. And to give Romine a little trouble.
Well, Holder's going to have to work a little harder here in the ninth inning.
The 3-2. Driven in the air to center field and deep. Hicks turning, gets to it, and then it goes over his head and to the wall. Rounding third and coming home is Candelario. Gregorius won't throw it. It's an RBI double for Nico Goudreau. And it is now a 7-3 game.
Hicks had time to take one more step before he turned. And then he might have had a shot at catching it. You said it. It was hit pretty well. Goodrum drives his ball to center field. Wind blowing out. Going to carry it even more. Hicks took one step forward. Now a few more back. Just one more step, and before he turned, he might have caught that ball. Looks over the wrong shoulder and just can't come up with it.
And that's not what the Yankees wanted to have happen. Aroldis Chapman up. And throwing in the Yankee pen. The Tigers already with one run in here in the bottom of the ninth. And you know Hicks feels like it's a play he could have made. Would have been a really good play.
Or but saying he would say I should have made.
Yeah. Fly ball, shallow left. Gregorius out, Frazier in, and Frazier makes the catch. Wind blew that one as well, one down.
Not only the wind, but it looks like both Didi and Frazier, if you looked at their sunglasses, you could see the reflection of the sun off their glasses. So that the sun might be an issue, as well as the wind here.
Frazier getting the defensive alignment there. Jacoby Jones 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts, and strike one. The game within the game, the Yankees obviously would love for Holder to be able to pull this off without having to use Chapman. And it's 0-2.
I wonder if there's been an instance where Chapman has had saves in 2 games in one day in doubleheader.
Yeah, I can remember Mariano doing it. I don't know if the Yankees have done it with any of their closers since.
The reason why we probably, because there's not that many doubleheaders anymore.
Right. Also, there's a heightened consciousness about rest.
Yeah. And how many pitches you throw.
Yeah. Even if the games both warranted it, I wonder if Aaron Boone would even do that with Chapman. And nearly Nick Jones.
Now, I can recall years ago, there's a pitcher, Joe Kerrigan. He got wins in both ends of a doubleheader in relief.
Lined up the middle. Right there is Torres on a hop. Fires out Jones for the second out.
Ball hit hard. Right over the mat, but there's Torres. And the accurate throw for out number 2.
That'll leave it up to Jose Iglesias. 0 for 3 on the game. He's flown out to right each of his last 2 at-bats. Strike 1.
And the other day, Yankee manager Aaron Boone in Baltimore was asked about his team and how it's performed, and he said, very well, but he said all the good teams feel they can play even better. And one thing you'd like to see, tighten up a little bit on the defense today. A couple of errors that probably should have been made.
That is driven in the air to deep left field. Frazier going back. It's over his head and gone. No, it's off the wall. Iglesias stops at second with an RBI double. And it is a 7-4 game. Like Iglesias thought it was gone for a moment too. But now will that be all for Jonathan Holder?
Yeah, it's a save situation now. Here's another look. We told you Iglesias has been swinging the bat well. This is his first hit this afternoon. He now has a 7-game hitting streak. As Frazier gets the ball back in, and the Tigers get another run.
Well, there's the rally goose that Detroit has been breaking out over this last week. They've scored a couple here in the 9th, and that means Chapman is coming on to try and earn the save. Well, last Wednesday during a rain delay in a game versus the Angels, this goose got ambitious and evasive, and then met a sticky situation. Doink, right off the scoreboard. But happy ending. Catherine Roach, the fan who went down and retrieved the goose, took the goose to the Michigan State Wildlife Ward, and this morning, or maybe it was Friday morning, the goose was actually released to the wild. Well, the Tigers came back, won that game against the Angels, and they hadn't lost until yesterday. James McCann actually got the fake goose and started bringing it out in the dugout. The decoy goose. And they've started putting it up on the scoreboard here and using it almost like the Angels would use the rally monkey in the late innings. So they have a rally goose.
I remember Derek Jeter saying every time the Angels brought out that rally monkey, they would score.
Right. You can see it's taken on a life of its own here in Detroit in just a few days. Already they have goose hats here. Victor Martinez pinch hitting against Aroldis Chapman, looking to lock down this win. Strike one. You know, the Yankees didn't want to have to use Chapman, up 7-2 after 8 excellent innings from Severino, but some poor defense started this inning, and then a double from Nico Goodrum, a double from Jose Iglesias, and so Jonathan Holder out, Chapman in. He has saved both games of a doubleheader once in his career. That came with the Cubs on August 16th of 2016 in a doubleheader against Milwaukee. Just missed. 1-1. Chapman just trying to make sure he locks down this game. Strike two. 99 miles an hour from Chapman.
Well located, too. Yankee fans on their feet.
And quite audible. Chapman a strike away. Pitch. And Martinez stays alive on the 100-mile-an-hour heater from Chapman.
Veteran Victor Martinez. Been around a long time. 39 years old now. This is the last year of his contract. Probably see him as a DH in the second game tonight.
Tigers fans on their feet here too, trying to combat the Yankees cheers with "Let's go Tigers" cheers. Here's the 1-2. Martinez again stays alive.
Very good career for Victor Martinez. He's driven in well over 1,000 runs.
He got him. Went to the slider and got Martinez swinging for the final out of the game. The Yankees win it 7-4 as Chapman picks up the save. Greg Bird, his second home run of the year. Gleyber Torres going yard as well. And Austin Romine, a big 3-run shot in a 6-run fourth inning as the Yankees take care of business in the day portion of this day-night doubleheader. Martinez just swinging over the slider. Romine able to smother it, keep it in front. And Chapman another save in what has been an outstanding start to his season.